I had this plan for a while. I wanted to like it so bad. Probably not, but maybe. You never know, because I gotta know how it ends. I want him to die. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Emily, and this is the Astral Library, and it's magical readathon time! Welcome to the vlog that I'm going to make for this month. It's currently April 3rd at about 1 o'clock, about 1:04, and your girl's finally sitting down to actually start. I was working on another vlog, which is why I'm so late. It's not that I've been putting this off, because I haven't. I'm very excited for Magical Readathon, but I was trying to finish what I was reading before so I can really just sink into this month. This is gonna be the entire vlog, so we're gonna go through every book we're gonna read for Magical Readathon, and it's gonna be posted at the end of April. We got things and thoughts and stuff to do, so what's on the TBR for this video? So if you saw my Magical Readathon monthly TBR, you already know what it's going to be. So first up, and the first book I'm gonna read for this vlog is actually Good Girl, Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. This is the second book in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I read the first one this year and it was amazing. And I feel like this is the perfect book to start because I need a bit of a palate cleanser. Because I was just reading Iron Gold, and that book just is gonna put me in a book slump in like the best way, because all I can think about is Darrow and everyone else. I think this is the perfect thing I need to kind of pull me out of that, get me just a little bit more back in the head of contemporary. I think it's gonna be a quick read. So she's first up, and then I think I'll be ready to dive into the kind of fantasy heavy book list I have. So I have This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. This is the first book in the duology. This is also YA, and the text is kind of big. So I think I'll be able to read this pretty fast too. And then my most excited book, Oathbound by Tracy Deonn, the third book in the Legendborn series. The fourth and final book I have is Immortal Dark by Tygus Gurma. This is Black Vampires, that's all I know about it. So I'm excited. It's gonna be a new author to me, and it's like this gorgeous edition. So these are the books I have to read from our core classes. There may be 2 more books popping up in this vlog because I'm trying to do the extracurriculars. So I need a book with a magical familiar, and I need a book that has a train on the cover, of the word train in the title. I actually got a recommendation from one of you guys, and it was The Dead Take the A Train, which is sapphic fantasy. There's the cover. I don't know what it's about, other than it's kind of spooky ooky fantasy. And it's sapphic, that's all I know. So I will probably be reading that as well. And we'll see what we'll do about the magical familiar. If I'm really lucky, one of these books will have a magical familiar and we'll just double it up. I'm gonna go ahead and get started on Good Girl, Bad Blood, because I think this is just a palate cleanser I need to switch my mode from sci-fi, which I've been really into, to lead into fantasy more. I'm gonna get started, and I'll catch you when I have an update once I've started these books. It is kind of late at night. It's 10:32, and I don't know how many days it's been since I last updated you. I think a couple. I'm updating you because I'm almost done with Good Girl, Bad Blood. I got that much left. I just finished Sprints, where I read a majority of this book, actually. I think I started on page 91, and I'm ending on page 317. But it's at a point where I can't put this book down. So I'm gonna finish this tonight, because it's just that time. It's just that vibe. It's just that good. We're gonna go along for that. And I will show you, but I'm gonna take a shower first before I actually get into bed and read that, because I'll probably read it then go to bed. But I've also started reading The Dead Take the A Train, and I'm listening to the audiobook. But I'm only about 10% in. Not very far. It's enjoyable. It's odd. Spooky, dark vibes, but in a good way. But I'm gonna take a shower and then I'm gonna finish this book because I gotta know how it ends. It's already ramping up. I didn't want to stop where Sprints ended, but it's time for shower, it's time for bed, and it's time to see what Pip does, because I have a feeling it's gonna be unhinged and it's gonna be great. Hello, welcome to an update. It's been a couple days since I last left you. I think I left you off on Saturday and it's currently Tuesday. And I did in fact finish Good Girl Bad Blood that night, and so much fun. I had so much fun with it. I literally devoured it. I got interrupted one more time. I was like, okay. But I literally went, it was like midnight when I finished and it was worth it. Every second of it. It was so good. It was so good. I want to pick up the next one immediately, but I'm being good and I'm getting through more of my TBR. Since I finished that, I ended up listening more to The Dead Take the A Train. So I'm almost done with it, which is great because it's such a different book than what I normally read. In that it's horror, but it's like a fantasy horror, and it's definitely a book that you shouldn't read if you really don't like body horror or body gore, because it's a very gory book. And it's been interesting to listen to because there's a lot going on in it. And by that I mean there's a lot of perspectives in it. Like I'm talking about 4 or 5 different perspectives at like going on just bam, 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 bam. And some of them are interesting and some of them like aren't. Like, oh my God. One of the main narrators for this book is the fucking Tyler. And Tyler can go fucking die. That's all I have to say. If I were, oh God, spoiler territory. It would go into spoiler territory of all the things I need to say about Tyler. So that's my one really big complaint about this book is that I want to know more about our actual main character, but we get too many perspectives and it adds to the overall complication of the story. I have listened enough now to give you an update on like what this book is about, because I think when I last left you, I was like only 10% in and I had no idea. So we're following our main character, Julie, who is an exorcist of sort. She's my favorite type of character in that she's just a fucking mess and kind of a trash panda because she just can't keep a steady job, always broke, doing all these like side jobs trying to get enough money, but overall has a big heart. Love her, love that type of character. Like you'll see that's a character I just like grasp onto really well. She used to date Tyler, who is this like Wall Street bozo bro. His company is trying to bring forth this eldritch horror and Julie somehow gets involved in it, and so we're trying to stop the eldritch horror from getting into the world because it's killing people, and if it comes into this world it's going to, you know, destroy every one of us, which no one wants to happen. So it's about figuring out not only what is going on with this eldritch horror, but also how do we stop it. And it's getting to the point where things are like really ramping up and like the stakes are getting higher and higher. So I'm really curious to see how this is going to end because it is a duology. Will I continue on with the duology? I don't know at this moment. I guess I have to see how it ends. If I do, I will probably listen to an audiobook. I think I might have an easier time following if I was reading it rather than listening to it, but I don't know necessarily that I'd want to read it because I don't know if the pacing of the writing itself to being easier to read, if you know what I mean. It's kind of complicated. Anyways, like I said, having a good time, almost done with it. I may finish it today. I don't quite know because I'm going to listen to it on my drive to work later and I'll probably listen to it in the shower. So I may finish it today. Right now, I'm going to just potter around. I need to do some reading for school. I have these books right here I need to read and take notes on that I've just been putting off, but I gotta actually get them done. Particularly a couple of them are just really important, but I just wanted to update you guys because I've been putting it off because I've been meaning to, but I keep forgetting. So we did it now, but I will catch you in the next update. Hello, welcome to the latest update. I have made the decision that I'm going to attempt to find the studs on this wall because I'm replacing these shelves with a different shelving system that will not slump and not hold weight. But I did want to give you an update on what I've been reading. So I did finish Dead on the A Train, or The Dead Take the A Train, and I wanted to like it. I wanted to like it so bad, but I just didn't. And I think a large part of it is that it's multi-POV and there's a lot of POVs, and I'm in Tyler's head for so long, and I hate Tyler, okay? I hate that man. I hate him. I hate him. I want him to die. And I'm stuck in his POV for so long that it's just frustrating. And I'm someone who needs to like the main character, at least somewhat, to enjoy the story, and I hated him. It also just felt like everything just kind of fell into place, even though it really shouldn't have. Like it's a very complex magic system, very complex kind of situation they're in. And it felt like it was just wrapped up too neatly, if you know what I mean. Like I know it's the first book in a duology, but even then, I think they should have done the thing. Like if you read this book. I'm not gonna spoil it. But the decision that was made and the reversal of it was dumb. I think they should have stuck with it. I think it would have made it a little bit more interesting, but that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm gonna do. I ended up giving it I think a 2.5 stars, or on Goodreads I gave it a 2 stars. It just wasn't my thing. I had a hard time and I felt like it dragged even though I was listening to the audiobook, which I feel like says something. So I did start the next book, which was This Savage Song by V.E. Schwab. I'm not that far in. I'm only 30 pages in after a fucking long ass prologue. I think it was like a 20-page prologue. And I have to say, this is very interesting. It is definitely a book that's going to, I know it's going to take its time to get started and to like really develop like what the fuck is going on. Because V.E. Schwab's done the thing that I kind of hate where she just drops you in the world and you're like fucking lost. They're using all these terms and all these ideas. I'm just like, step back. I need to know what's going on before you start hitting me with all the terminology. It's definitely giving me the Vicious vibes, which Vicious is my favorite V.E. Schwab work. So I'm very excited about that. And I think I'm gonna really like this because we have such vibrant characters in terms of their personalities. Like I really like Kate and I really like August. I really like both of them. So I'm interested in seeing how their paths cross and potentially a romance between them. I don't know. I can't wait for the music component to come more into play because it's just being like teased, and I love a musical component. I will probably read a bit more of this today as well after I think I finish all the shelves nonsense, which is probably gonna take me a minute. But it's Thursday, so that means I don't have anything else to do with my day now that I'm home. So we got all the time in the world. I'm gonna get started on these and you can watch me suffer and cry. Catch you in the next update. Hello, it's been a hot minute. It is currently, I'm gonna turn this way because that's part of what I wanted to update you on. It's Wednesday, April 16th, and I've been doing some reading. I haven't finished anything yet because, God, when did I last update you? A stupid time ago, because I'm bad at this right now. But as you can currently see, my house is a disarray. This table here, it's covered a little bit, like it's books. It's a whole card table of books everywhere, and that's not where it ends. You can see behind me more books, and oh, we thought you were done? No. Kitchen table? No. Books. And that is because, as you kind of got a peek behind me, I've been redoing my shelves. So I'm gonna flip you around so I can guide this a little bit better. This is normally my shelves. This is like that big backdrop I normally have. I am redoing them because I am redoing the shelves in the corner here. Then I talked about that and I showed you how they were kind of bowing. As I've been redoing that, I was gonna also redo those. I'm trying to get rid of the white. I don't like white furniture. I don't like the white look. I got it because my previous roommate was really into like light bright colors, and I was trying to like make this like a space we could both enjoy. No more. No more white colors. And so I was gonna replace these with the same wood, but the wood costs are expensive right now, and the plywood was about $60 per sheet, so it would have cost somewhere near $400 or more dollars to replace these shelves as well as to build the ones that are gonna go in the corner. So my dad were like, what if we just painted the shelves instead? And so I've been working on painting them to this dark gray color, which is called Cracked Pepper by Bear, because I already have this color both in my entryway, so the door is cracked pepper as well as these closet doors right here. And it's the same color as my mantle. So I'm going to pull that color over, and that's why they're being painted this dark color. And I'm almost done painting them. So I have all of these. So I have 4 shelves done. Technically I have 5 because there's one over on that table, but I was dumb and I broke a dowel. So I have to drill out the dowel, and I'm not going to do that myself. And then I have these that I'm currently painting and waiting to dry. Actually, this one's dry. This middle one, I could probably move that into the house and do. That's what I've been up to. And that's why I haven't been reading. I'm going to move that one shelf in and try to get it up where it needs to go. But this battery's gonna die, so I'm gonna catch you in another little update. All right, we're back with a fresh battery. But she's done! She's all painted and up. Again, minus this bottom one. As you can see, she's got a gap, but I can't do anything until I literally drill out that dowel. So that's what it is, but look at it. It looks so good. Oh, there's my alarm telling me to get ready. Joke's on you. I already got ready. I just need to put on my shoes and a jacket. Yes, I'm so happy. They look so nice. They look so good. I'm glad the white's gone. It was always a plan to get rid of the white. And I was gonna switch to wood, and maybe I'll switch to wood in the future when I save up a bit more money to do that. She looks so good. And I do really like how now we have a continuation of that color into this room, and it will connect over to that side of the room. She's coming together, which means there will be a bookshelf reorganization video coming soon. I put this back up because I did this shelf separately and then I did the rest. So that's why she's up. She's gonna change. They're all gonna change. They're all gonna be brand new. We're gonna reconfigure how we have the books in this living room and the books that are gonna go in the office. I'm spinning so much, I'm sorry. Let me settle so I'm not giving you fucking making you dizzy. But yeah, that is the update I have for you in terms of the bookshelves because they're almost done. Yay! It's been a long time coming. Everything's a little chaotic right now, and that's not great. Like I hate how my living room is because also I didn't really talk about this, but I got a new couch, and so that's nice. It's comfy. It's leather or pleather, but everything about my living room, which was just like such a nice aesthetic, it was cozy, everything worked together, I put it all together, and now everything's a mess. And I hate that because it just feels like my house is not set. And I think half it's because the books are everywhere, and I don't like it. I want my books to be put away and to get rid of some of the clutter. Because even though I'm a clutter person, there's too much clutter in my house right now. It's all undone. But yeah, in terms of reading, we gotta make some changes because your girl is rapidly running out of time. Like I said, it's the 16th and it's currently 2:30 on the 16th. So I have about a week and a half left. 14 days to get my TBR done. I am almost halfway with the Savage song. It's okay. I haven't had a chance to really pick it up. I've been listening more to audiobooks just because they're easier to consume as I'm like driving, and I do a lot of driving. So I'm currently listening to A Wrinkle in Time because I had the hardest time reading that book as a kid and I just like couldn't get into it. And it was just available at my library via the audiobook. I was like, all right. So I grabbed it and I'm mostly done with that one. Oh, people are gonna hate me for this. I think I'm gonna have to push back Oathbound. I know. I can hear the boos. It's almost 700 pages and I just don't have the time to do it. And it's not a book I want to rush through, so I'm gonna put it off. As much as I really, really don't want to, I'm gonna put it off. Especially because one of my friends also wants to read the book. He's like, hey, we should read it together. And that just sounds lovely. Which means I need to replace that book on my TBR for Magical Readathon. And I believe that prompt was a book you were going to read this month anyways. And I guess I have a pick of the lot. I'm going to be nice to myself, and I think I'm gonna go with a graphic novel. I'm trying to find it, which is why I'm constantly looking over here. It's somewhere over on these stacks over here. So I think I'm gonna go with a graphic novel. It's called Game Over. It's something with the games, and it was about female gamers. And I remember buying it and wanting to read it right away, but like ended up reading like another stack of graphic novels. So I didn't get to it. And I almost read it for the Try a First Line. but obviously didn't win, and I ended up reading, which was great. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. I'll be right back. I knew exactly where it was. Don't say I don't organize my books and I don't know how they're organized. I found it. It's called DPS Only, and it's by Felinsky. It was a webtoon, and it's been traditionally published by Andrews McNeil. Never heard of them. I'm going to replace Oathbound with this just to be nice to myself because I know I could finish it. And while yes, this is a made-up game and I could just, you know, buy a pass to extend, like I said, I don't want to try to rush myself into reading Oathbound because I want to enjoy that book because it's a series I really, really love. Will I try to read it before, you know, Y'all West, which I'm going to? I'm gonna get some reading done tonight because I don't have to cook dinner because it's the roommate's turn to cook dinner. It's his turn. I'm sick of cooking. He can figure it out. And I'll have free time. And then tomorrow I have more free time. But I think I'm going to settle some of these books onto these shelves just temporarily. Or I might go do some sanding at my parents' house with the other shelves. I don't know. But either way, I will catch you on the flip side. Hello! It's been a hot minute, long enough for me to change my hair, which actually isn't that long because I had this plan for a while. But yes, fresh new hair, literally just got back from the salon doing that, so happy to have my braids back, at least in some capacity. Even though this is a lot less braids, which is nice for takedown. It means little less maneuverability. Anyways, updates on what I've been doing, what I've been reading. If you caught my last sprint, I talked about how I was setting up shelves. They're currently still not set up. I need to ask my dad when we're finishing the kind of final cuts we have to do because these brackets lied to us. They said they were 10 inches. They're not 10 inches. They're like an eighth off. So we have to chop off an eighth from my shelves. Whatever. But I did finish Children of Blood and Bone. I finished that yesterday, day before, and my God. I will be continuing with that series. I was, towards the end of it, I was getting just a little frustrated with the characters, and I think it was mainly just the mood I was in and the YA-ness of the series, and like sometimes the characters' decisions was rubbing me the wrong way. I'm just not in my YA mood for the most part. But the ending though, the ending had me hooked. I was listening to the audiobook and gripping my steering wheel. I literally drove into my driveway and I sat there because I was so close to finishing it and I just needed to know what happened. It was just like the climactic moment, the fights, the tension between the characters. Loved it. It was so good. I ended up giving it a 4-star just because there was moments where it was slow, but even then, phenomenal book. Start to finish, phenomenal book. I think I'm going to really love the series. I'm so curious to see where it's going to go because this honestly could have been a duology and have been fine, or even could have been a first, like a standalone. The way it was structured almost made me think it was going to be a standalone, but I knew there was multiple books in the series. So I'm curious to see where Tomi Adeyemi is gonna take this storyline because I feel like she did a lot in the first book. So what the heck is she gonna do in 2 more books? Like what else should I be worried about, you know? So that's that. In terms of physical reading, I'm still not done with either of these, and these are the last 2 books I need for Magical Readathon, and I have exactly a week or a little less than a week to get these done. And I am this far into DPS Only and about this far into the Savage Song. So these are the 2 I need to get finished. I think I'm gonna try to knock out DPS Only tonight because it's a graphic novel and I can fly through it. Every time I've sat down to read this book, I've read like 100 pages at a time. So I know I can finish this. I just need to actually sit down and do it. And now I have the moment to do so. But we're not gonna talk about my student essays because we're just not. You're not gonna be mean to me like that, okay? Okay, so if I can finish DPS only tonight, I can try to knock this out this weekend and just see where things go, because I think this book is gonna have to travel with me. So I finish it and hope for the best. Pray for your girl. She's approaching the end of Magical Readathon, and she's fighting for her life to get it out. She's fighting for her life. I'm gonna go do that. And then I'll catch you when I have an update, or hopefully when I finish DPS only. I can give you my thoughts on that. Hello, I did it. I finished DPS only, and this was super sweet and super cute. I really liked the wholesome story. It was heart-wrenching. I think they did such a great job with the relationship between our main character and her brother. I just think they were so believable. The only critique is I wish we got just a tiny bit longer of an epilogue, because they had like a huge fight and the resolution of it just didn't feel as much as I needed, I think, and as much as they needed to like get over the hurdles of it. But this was great. I really, really like this. I wish there's 3 more books, because I needed more of it and I want more of it, but this was perfect. Highly, highly recommend. I'm definitely gonna give this I think I'm gonna give this 5 stars. I think this is gonna be the 5-star read of this vlog. I think the only one so far, because I don't think I gave Good Girl Bad Blood 5 stars. I think I gave it 4.5 stars. This one deserves 5 stars. It's just so good. It's so sweet. It's so cute and cozy and heartfelt. But as you can see behind me, we have some shelves. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and start organizing some books, because I would like my shelves to look nice again. So I'm gonna do that, and you're gonna come along with me, not in this vlog, but in a video. So you'll see that sometime soon. I'm gonna go, because it's now like 5:30? Yep, 5:35. So I only got so much daylight left. I'm gonna work on that, and I'll see you guys in the next clip when I hopefully am reading more and possibly finishing the Savage Song. We'll see. Catch you later. It is no longer April. It is not far. It is May 2nd, which means Magical Readathon is officially done and dusted, and I am proud to say that your girl in fact did make it. It was a close call, but I have finished my official TBR for the Magical Readathon, so I passed all my classes this semester. Thank God, because we had to do some substitution. As you can see, this list does not match the original list. In fact, there's only 2 books remaining on here from that original TBR. It's because your girl ran out of time and needed some substitutes, but I did it. I did it. It was a time and a half, but she passed. And honestly, I think I had some good reads in this. Not all of them were great, but most of them were pretty solid. I'm trying to think when I last left you off. I think I was in the middle of reading the Savage Song. I didn't quite finish it, but I did in fact finish it. I finished it over a weekend trip. It was a weekend trip I had taken with some friends for her bachelorette weekend, and I did in fact finish this. In fact, I can take my lovely bookmark out of there. I have to say, this book has a really interesting premise, but it's sort of clunky in how it all comes together. And I'm not sure if this was V.E. Schaub's first book. I don't think so. It's her YA, which I honestly think she works better as an adult author than her YA. Even though Vicious is YA, but it reads a little bit more adult, in my opinion, so to speak. I wanted to like it, but I just had some real issues with just like how it was paced, because it's a very slow beginning. And then when it does kind of like start picking up, I feel like those moments come too late and we don't have enough time to like really let them sink in. It's got some pacing issues, and the way it's ordered doesn't make the most sense to me. There is a book too that I'm interested in reading. I don't own it, so I have to get my hands on that first. And I actually might listen to it via audiobook, just because it is a book that has music in it. So I think the audiobook would be very interesting. So I'm gonna see if I can get my hands on that, maybe through my local library, because I love Libby. So I think I ended up giving this 3.5 stars, just because I really like the premise, I really like the characters, and the world. It's just how everything was put together in terms of the writing was not my favorite. Let's do a little recap, shall we? So next I read DPS Only. This one I actually really liked. It was very sweet and cute. The art was bubbly. My only complaint with this one was the ending. I wish the epilogue was just a little bit longer. I think I gave this 5 stars. I think I just really, really enjoyed it overall. It reminded me of another Chinese drama that I also love, Falling Into Your Smile. Girl gamers and esports, love it, love that topic, need more of it in my life if I'm honest. And then by far one of my favorite reads from this pick was Good Girl Bad Blood by Holly Jackson. They're just such fun reads. That's all they are. They're fun, they're exciting, they're quick and easy, and I think I'm gonna be picking up the last book in this series because I want to finish it and I want to be done and to cross off another series from my ever-growing TBR. Expect to see the sequel to this one very soon. I believe I gave this one 4 stars. I really liked it, but much like the first one, it just had some hiccups here and there in terms of like its pacing and the characters making like dumb decisions. But I definitely think this one did a lot better job of mitigating that with its characters, rather the first one. I feel like it stopped the character's own intelligence just to extend the plot. This one I felt like did a much better job of keeping the plot pretty even. And the last one, the surprise that I didn't expect to read this time around, but I just happened to find the audiobook and it was amazing. And of course that is Children of Blood and Bone by Tomi Adeyemi. This one, the world, amazing. The magic, interesting. The characters, vibrant and at times annoying. But overall, I was really surprised and blown away by this book. I definitely will be continuing the rest of the series because I need to know what happens. I'm a little curious of where it's going to go because I felt like this storyline could have been the series itself. So the fact that it's only book 1 tells me shit's about to get wild and I'm gonna be here for the ride. And I gave this one 4 stars. And another book I actually read for this semester was The Dead Take the A Train by Cassandra Kaw and Richard Hadry. I wanted to like that one so much. I really did. It was gruesome, body horror, very interesting magic system, very interesting world, but there was just so much going on and the characters felt really clunky and I was stuck in a point of view I hated for so long and I just didn't see the point of why we had to be in his head for as long as we did and not in our main character's head, that it was kind of annoying to read. And I wasn't even reading, I was listening to it and I was bored and all sorts of things. I ended up giving that one 2.5 stars. I will not be continuing with the series, but if you loved it and you read it, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. I cannot wait to hear your thoughts. Tell me what you loved about it, because maybe it'll make me reconsider. Probably not, but maybe. You never know. All right, but that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed this little vlog and seeing me struggle my way through Magical Readathon and hearing all my thoughts about what I read. But that's gonna be it for me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!